Here is a Philips 1570 compact cassette recorder, which has an FM AM radio built into it, which is this sort of thing here. I got this at a yard sale about maybe not quite a month ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was the only thing I actually bought at the yard sale. There's 3 houses all side by side for the yard sale. And they're all having one. And I picked this up for $1, the third place I went to. I didn't buy anything else. But there was this one guy who was selling 250 cassettes in 3 big bins for $20 if I had the money and I had a place to put them. I would have bought them. Would have been an awesome score, but I didn't get it. He probably still has them. We'll go do the top first. We have a handle, which is rubber. It's kind of loose, a little bit well used. Stop and eject, play, fast forward, which does not lock down, rewind, or fast rewind does not lock down, and this is the record button. I need to clean the record play switch. Sometimes I have to jab it up and down a couple of times to make it work. Oh yeah. Tone control, which has a weird little lock in it, or other way. I'm not quite sure why they did that. There's a volume control here, and then there's a tuning thing here. I just detuned the radio. I'm not going to bother demonstrating the radio. It works okay. The tuning dial is off. It's at 80. That's about right there. That's about 100.3, and that's that's the clearest stereo station we get in this area. Rather vicious door. No soft eject here. It's got springs on the inside. I don't know if you can see it. Hope the lighting's okay. You can see sort of it right there, and it holds the cassette in quite thoroughly. You can even actually see the heads and everything. Oops, wrong button. It's over there. You can see the head, which has the guide, and you can see the plastic erase head and the pinch roller. Curious thing about this machine is it has a bad belt. Well, actually, it's not really a bad belt. It's a loose belt. I'm going to replace it when I actually have one. But right now, it has this interesting effect when you press the play button, and it's kind of odd because it slips. It was a work radio. There's a little bit of paint splatters on the top. It's rather dirty in some places. I couldn't get it out with a Q-tip, so I'm eventually going to soak the whole case. But that's another time. On the side, we have the AC input, earphone, auxiliary input, microphone and remote, and the on-off switch. On the front is the tuning dial, the switch between tape and radio, and the FM AM switch. Oh yeah, on the back there's a grill, and then there's the plate telling you everything you need to know. It has the original power cord that came with it. The guy said he had it since it was new, and he got it in the very early 70s. I'd say this is about 71. I'll just plug the cord back into it. I'm not going to bother demonstrating the inside, but I will let you know that this has 2 motors. One drives the fast forward and fast rewind, and when I say fast, they mean it. And there's one that drives the capstan, flywheel, and the take-up reel, obviously. I'm going to pop this open, and I can play a cassette. I've got this one here that's pre-recorded. It's one of those Maxell ones. It's not a metal cassette, but it's chromium anyway. It sounds really good. So I'm going to turn here. Listen to this, what happens when you start it up. You hear that yeep noise. Oval speaker. It has, that was actually recorded on the Technics M13 that I have upstairs. It's my main recording deck. That was recorded in stereo. Maxell is like one of the, besides Sony and TDK, the last ones that make good tapes now. I'm going to rewind this, and I'll do a little voice recording. Notice that the motor sound is a bit different. I guess you probably wouldn't have heard that, but I'll turn it down all the way. There's a sort of odd noise that some cassette recorders make. The motor makes that. Anyway, the other one's much quieter. It's also a lot bigger. There's the end. I'm going to make this test with the ICO ATP705 dynamic microphone with that kind of plug. I bought a couple of microphones from a thrift store not too long ago. The only problem is I would use this Sony for this test except for the problem with this. That's a regular remote plug, right? You think? Possibly? Nope. Look at the total complete difference between these two. This one is much longer and doesn't have any ridges in it. It's completely smooth. Which is why, say, on my 207C and Cassette Master's 205, that's the reason why it doesn't work. I have a Sony microphone for those kind of cassette recorders, and I don't know, I haven't tested it yet, but I think this microphone plug will only work with our machines. Anyway, I'll do the test. Yeah. Remote off. Hit record and play at the same time. And you can monitor out of this thing. Turn that off unless you want feedback. It monitors at a constant volume. Now testing the Philips 1570 compact cassette recorder with a radio. This machine is AC bias, and I'm going to do a short little voice test here. I'm just going to do the standard testing 1 2 3 4, testing 1 2 3 4 routine. The S's and the C's are rather clear on this machine. Very good sounding AC bias. This machine has a great recording quality. The problem is, it's easy to overdrive the automatic level control with the auxiliary input. I found that out when I was trying to record music on this through the Bell & Howell. Let's see how this comes out. That sounded pretty good, eh? I was blowing into the microphone a little bit. I had it really close to my mouth. Probably shouldn't have done that. Wrong button. This is recorded using this machine. Flaws in the tape. Both on the one I recorded on and on the tape itself that it was recorded off of. No cue or review. Yeah. I have to keep chopping this part up because, yeah, it'll take way too long. Starting the net radio test. There's a bit of a fan. Oh yeah, get a load of this antenna. It's kind of like Clydesight's Ampex Micro 24 cassette recorder does, but the antenna that comes straight out and hinges up and then pulls back away. So this one takes a lot of effort. That gives you a pretty good idea as to how good this machine records, plays back, and does everything like it should. That has your stand. I can't remember. No, I guess it wouldn't have. Never mind. I was just thinking about the transport mechanism. It's it's a really kind of neat looking machine. There's a couple dents and dings. There's definitely a shop machine. Still, very, very cool. Hope you enjoyed the presentation.